Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to my, once again, another review for Anime Month, and for this is Anime Month for my birthday month of June, and I'm also recording this on the day of my birthday, so I said in the other reviews though I did, but once again, if anyone wished to happy birthday to me. As this time goes by too fast, so. But as for a third of my birthday anime review, which you can see on my other two I did. But for the third one I want to do is a review as another anime that another one I really did enjoy. I probably would also put this as one of my favorite animes as well. Because this one is really actually action. I would say maybe action-packed is probably going a little bit, but it has a lot of action in it, so I enjoyed it though. But for my birthday review for Anime Month is of Bento. So Bento, which this anime series came out in 2011, which I've not yet read the manga series yet. But Bento, in a word, you can say it's like. Well, this came out in 2011, but it was a year before, though. But you can probably say it's an anime version of the Hunger Games, basically. You can probably put it that way, which the Hunger Games came out a year later in 2012, though. But still, probably the best way to put it. This is like an anime version of the Hunger Games, and also sponsored by Sonic the Hedgehog. And what I mean by that, because our character, he likes playing basically Sega video games, and you see posters of Sonic the Hedgehog, and on the background for his phone is also of Sonic the Hedgehog as well. So that was a cool thing to see in here. It's like, oh, cool. We see because there was an anime show of Sonic the Hedgehog, I forget what year though, and they did make an anime show of Sonic the Hedgehog. Probably that's the reason why, because also it was made in Japan, but the game was too, so. But it was cool to see Sonic the Hedgehog, like the posters and stuff like that, in the show, so that was cool to see. So yeah, but Bento, it follows of a high school guy who's starting high school by the name of Sato, and he walks to a grocery store one night, he wants to get a bento box, and then all of a sudden, he blacks out and wakes up the next day with injuries. Well, he blacks out during that time, though. He's still in the market, but he doesn't remember what happened. And he finds out where he talks with the president of this club, the Food Lovers Club. Her name is Sen Yarizui, which is her right there. And he also meets with this girl by the name of Ushirori, who makes her own novels. The gist of the story is that the reason why he got knocked out because he walked in the middle of a bento brawl. Now, what it means is that these people, which they call them wolves, they brawl over half-price discounted bento boxes, and there are rules for this, for how way bento brawls go. Is that okay? When the store employee comes out, who they call the goddess of discounts, they stick on the stickers of the half price on the bento boxes, and as soon as they leave the room, that's when they start fighting over to grab a bento box. And another one of the rules that is a respect thing, is that once a person grabs a hold of a bento box, no one can touch that person, because once they grab a bento box, it's kind of like it's a victory for that one person, so they cannot be touched. So it's like a respect thing, right? And also there's a lot of people, these wolves, they have like well, what was the word for it? What was that? It's a word for nicknames. It's nicknames. I forgot what the name. I just forgot. I knew the word, and now my mind just goes blank on how what their what was their the other name for nicknames are. But anyway, it's nicknames basically. There's a lot of people that have like these nicknames, like with Yorizui, her nickname is the Ice Witch, and you also get another character who's Sato's cousin, Shaga, who's always teasing him and knows about his dirty stuff, right? And her nickname is the Beauty by the Lake, which means she got her name because she ate a bento box and fell asleep by a lake. That's how she got her name. And it was Sato, due to other misunderstandings and other stuff like that, he ends up getting his name called Pervert. Yeah. But and with Ushiori, she doesn't really she doesn't fight at all, right? She just basically, when other ones are fighting, she kind of sneak past the people, sneak past the wolves, and just goes and grabs one. So she doesn't really fight at all. But when she's not doing that, she focuses on making her novels, and she's using Sato as her inspiration, right? And her novels are kind of erotic novels, basically what she's writing about, and and also think with Shaga as well. Like I said, she's always teasing Sato. And you can also think she's also half Italian, because there's one where he sees her in this dress, and he's like, why don't you get stuff in fashion, because after all you are half Italian. That's what he says. So yeah, she is half Italian on that, just pointing out. And she, for her primary choice of weapons, she's always using chopsticks during the bento brawls. And as for other characters, other wolves, there's this guy who was a monk, and there's another guy who wears sort of a red bandana over here. And another interesting, if you get this girl who was named Brunette. You say she's like a version of Wilson from Home Improvement, if you get what I mean. You see her. This is what you see her for. You don't see her full face. You just see her from this downward over here. You don't see her the top of it. You don't see the top. You don't see her eyes, the top of her head, or anything. You just see it's covered this part of her face. You just see only from downward here. Although you do see her full face at one quick shot at the last episode, where all the wolves' stomachs are growling, right? And you do see a quick shot of her full face for that one quick shot, but afterwards it's being not shown again. So just pointing out, I thought that was an interesting thing with her, an interesting character with her. She's like a version of Wilson from Home Improvement, although instead of covering Wilson's face from down here and revealing his eyes, but it's the opposite of, So that's another interesting character as well. So, and as for other characters, you have this girl who I wish she gets a comeuppance, but her name is Umi, or is it Umi? She's like the student council president of her school, and she has this obsessive fixation with Ushiroi, and she's always being the shit out of Sato. Because whether Sato's hanging out with Ushiroi or whatever, and he tells her stay away from her, or you'll get me angry, and then she's always slapping him or beating the shit out of him, right? And she's so obsessed with this one girl that she likes. It was at one point in an episode where she goes to her room. Well, she's in her room and being sort of perverted to her, she's like, it's just why are you doing this? I'm like, I get what she wants. She just do her and get it over with already, if you know what I mean. But she just gets away with it all. I wish one thing would just happen to her. I just wish that even to one point she even bullied Shaga, made her force to take a bath with her at one point. and that's how she got that dress on. I mean, I wish something really she really gets a comeuppance at one point though, but nothing ever does. I just really wish someone would just go ahead and just give her a good suck right, just get a real right into the face with her. I wish though, but that doesn't come up with it though. Nothing comes with it. She just gets away with it. So, part of me is like, oh, I really wish that someone just go and go with her. But anyway, as for other characters, you got another character by the name of Nikai. It was a Nikaido, who worked there was this organization called Monarch. It was run by this guy whose name is Monarch, and he wanted to challenge the Ice Witch, but here he had his men, or he beat the crap out of her, but she still keeps on going. But eventually, he gets defeated, because also there's another thing. There's another grocery store employee. By the name of Metsuba, who used to be a former wolf though, but when she lost to a character by the name of the Wizard, she retired from being a wolf and got married, and she works as a goddess of discounts. And you get a quick flashback that the guy who's Monarch and Nikaido, they also went to school together, but all that was in the past. But you get that Nikaido also. He still likes her still. If you watch the show, you'll see. And as for other characters, like later on towards the end of the show, where you get these twins, these identical twins, they're together. They're called Orthros. That they tag together as a pair, as a team, gang up on one, and whenever they defeat someone, they put like a basket on top of their heads, and like they defeat her, and eventually defeat Ice Witch, and they think that they're also great and mighty, and until one point you get part of the flashback where there's one point where towards like the end of the show where there are these specially discounted eels, and there's this one guy is there by the name of Pericles. I think the guy's name Pericles. He's the guy who tormented these two twins because he told everybody at the store that don't fight because it's pointless because they're way too good. They always win every time. So this guy told everybody else, it's pointless to fight them. So they were just gonna wait till they get their bento boxes and then leave, and then the rest fight. So that way, to them, it's a fair fight as soon as they leave the store. So that guy comes back trying to intimidate them again until Sato tells him no, and it makes everyone's stomachs growl, and they all start fighting for those specially eel bentos, and even the guy says, "What are you doing?" Right? You're messing the whole thing up. So, but one of the guys says, it's not so good, when we are not fighting the best, basically. And I thought there was one bit of a little bit anticlimactic for this last fight we see. As soon as the twins and everyone else join in on the fight, as soon as they join the fight, it cuts away, and the rest of the gang are eating. So I would like to see that one last fight, though. So I thought that ending of that fight was a bit anticlimactic on that part, though. Because you think they lost, because everyone else is eating those special eel bentos. And at one point, because of the Ice Witch, she got sick, so she couldn't join in on that fight, though. But Sato got a bento, especially with a special seal on there, and they ended up splitting it together. Now, one thing I liked about was the between Sato and Yurizori. You do see that there is a bit of a bond between them, but it's not like they're in love with each other, not yet. But you do see a connection between the two of them, though, as the show goes on, though. So yeah, you do see a bond between these two here. Not to the point where it says they say that they love each other, though. But you do see a connection between the two of them as you continue on watching. Like I said, the character Umi, I wish he would have got a comeuppance. instead of getting away with being hitting Sato all the time. I wish. Other characters, I like Shaga. You know, she sounds sweet and caring, and but at the same time, I'm always teasing Sato. And there's this other girl who goes to Shaga's high school. I forgot her name though, but she's a girl who has like bad luck following her all the time. What was the name? Yeah, Asabi. Yeah, Asabi, who has she has like bad luck following wherever she goes. that's not a funny thing that happens. Like the time where our characters are brawling in a swimming pool and she like swims past some people. Like some of the guys, like they're fighting. When she goes past them, it's like, oh, I got a cramp in my arm, oh, my leg, whatever. Or when a brunette, the girl who we don't see her face, her name Brunette, when she swims past her bikini top pops off, and so it's like, oh, don't look. So I mean, it's like the girl has bad luck following wherever she goes. But the characters I thought were fun and likable, especially for Sato, which I do feel sorry for, or when a lot of misunderstandings happen when he comes in wearing a schoolgirl's uniform. It's like, oh, it's not what you think, but that's how they see him, as a pervert, and so that's why they got his nickname basically. So I like Sato. I like Yurizuri, who's a strong one, but so you do see sort of a connection between the two of them, but they don't say "I love you" or something like that, though. But you do see a connection, though, a little bit of a bonding with, sort of, though. But you do see there is a connection between the two of them. As I like Shaga, Ushirori. It's funny how she uses Sato as the way to make her write her dirty novels, you can say. Is whenever something happens with Sato, she gets like aha, I can use this to write down my novel, basically. And also, with another character they wish they developed more. Like I mentioned the character, the Wizard. Like he's only in for the first episode when he fights along with Sato for the first time. And then you hear about him mention his name about when Shaga was trying to get information about Monarch, and about what the girl Metsuba, who was once known as the Monarch Butterfly, who is the store employee who gives the discounts. Her, you confess where she was defeated by the Wizard, to the point where he got the bento, but he collapsed in the middle of the street, but it's enough to savor and eat that bento before passing out. But that's the only time you mention the Wizard after that, though. So, like, whatever happened to that character? I'd like to see that character more, though. So that's another one, the Wizard. But the other characters I enjoyed, though. So Bento, I thought, and also I forgot to mention, now the animation was good and the score too. But I forgot the main reason why. But like I said, it's like an anime version of the Hunger Games. Which, yeah, I do like this better than all of the Hunger Games movie, because I'm not particularly a fan of that franchise. Especially, I'm not a fan of Jennifer Lawrence. I do easily like this better than the Hunger Games. This should be like the Hunger Games, because they really are fighting for food. Because I think that's what the title is, like, misleading for that franchise, the Hunger Games. This is the Hunger Games for me, because it was fun, especially the action. I gotta mention, the action was really well done, because I understood for most what was going on, the fights, the fist fights, the fisticuffs, the kicking, whatever, or the special moves that they do. I understood what was going on, and the action was pretty fun. It was really action-packed, I would say. So yeah, so it was a fun action anime series. I really enjoyed this show. Yeah, despite a couple of nitpicks though, but I still really enjoy this show. I enjoy bento. Now it makes me want to go out and buy a bento box wherever I can find one. But yeah, and I forgot to mention another rule after a bento brawl. It's before you eat though. It's always best you pray. Thank you for the meal, because you want to appreciate the people who cooked those meals. I forgot to kind of mention that rule too as well. So yeah. But I enjoy bento. As for the voice English dub as well, the Japanese dub is good too. As for the English dub, was pretty well good as well. So usually the guy who voiced Sato is voiced by Aston Tyndall, he voiced Ken Kaneki in Tokyo Ghoul. Which he'll voices Kinoshiki in Prison School, which that review is going to be coming up though. So afterwards. So yeah, you'll expect my review for Prison School. But he voices the lead guy Kinoshige in that. Trina Nishimura, who voices Yurizui, she was good. Morgan Garrett is Shaga, and as well as the other remaining voice cast as well. But yeah, it's just, and that's another thing. I wish, like when I reviewed Maid Sama is just for this as part of my birthday reviews because of my birthday. But I wish I was going to see another thing because I think they tried shoehorning in too many storylines at once into one season. I think that's the issue I have. That's another thing. Like Maid Sama and High School of the Dead, I wish there was a second season for. I keep mentioning that though. I wish there was a second season for this because that way we can expand on more. Because I think, like I said, they tried shoehorning in too many stories into one show, with searching for characters. So that's why I wish there was a second season. I would like to see more fights and other different types of bentos they're brawling over, more different characters, new like wolves, whatever. But yeah, Nandagera. Yeah, the Nandagera. That's what the name was. For the nicknames they come up with for the people. Nandagera. That's the name. It just came to me now. So that, yeah, it's like Pervert, that's for Sato's Nandagera, Ice Witches, Yurizui's Nandagera, and that's what it was. That's the word I was looking for, Nandagera. Yeah, so I wish there was, this is another one I wish there was a second season of. Because they tried cramming in or shoehorning in too many stories at once for character stories. But yeah, I wish there was a second season for the same with Maid Sama. And the same with High School of the Dead and some other ones I wish there were other seasons for. And as for this is a special edition. This comes out with a Blu-ray, separate Blu-ray, and then the DVD as well. Bento! But yeah, I enjoyed Bento. It was a fun, action-packed anime series. Like I said, this is the anime version of the Hunger Games, sponsored by Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, it was cool to see Sonic the Hedgehog in this, because our guy likes to play Sega video games. Same with his cousin. Yeah, so it was cool to see Sonic in this, and I'd rather watch this than any of the Hunger Games movies. That's just me though, but yeah, fun action-packed anime series, fun characters. And I'll say so thanks for watching, and once again, hope you enjoyed because I do for one, record these ones because it's the day of my birthday. So, but there's still more to come to enjoy for Anime Month. Hope you're all enjoying them, and hope you enjoy the rest of them, and hope you look forward to watching the rest of them. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more for what's coming up for Anime Month. And once again, it's been not easy doing all these for my birthday month, so. But these ones are the ones I'm doing as the day of my birthday, so. But I hope you enjoy the rest of them, though. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next more to come for Anime Month. And once again, if you've seen any of these other animes, give them a watch, and hopefully like to hear your thoughts on them in the comments. For any anime we're reviewing, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments. But stay tuned for more for Anime Month. Later.